Melanie, the intuitive, aka Indigo Goddess. Thanks for coming and checking out my page. How are my Virgos doing? Your ruling planet Mercury is retrograde right now, so you may be feeling discombobulated, a little hectic, scattered. That's going on in Cancer, in your 11th house. 11th house has to do with social groups, humanity, friends. Is there some conflict there? Are there some issues there? Another energy shift that's going on is Gemini. Is the North Node moved into Gemini, which is in your 10th house. So you may be feeling crazy about your career, your job, your social status, what you're known as. And you might start making some changes over the next 18 months to reestablish yourself on that level. What has been calling for you or tugging at you? What kind of ideas have you been having? What haven't you been feeling fulfilled in? What do you want to do with your life? When it comes to like your job, your work life, your Virgo, it's all about work, right? It's all about being dutiful, being helpful, resourceful. Your sense of usefulness. And if I didn't mention, this is for my Virgo sun, moons, and risings. So if you are a rising or moon sign, this very much applies to you. And if you are a Virgo and this doesn't resonate with you, definitely check out your rising and moon sign. So give me some clear, concise messages for Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. What is going on with them now? With these energy changes, with the eclipses being over, what do they have to look forward to? Ooh. 7 of Ariel. That's the earth sign right there. Ariel's Pentacles, you are the earth sign. Another 8 of Ariel. So you will have invested wisely. Have patience and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. 8 of Ariel. So it goes right from the 7th to the 8th. So this is like movement in the right direction. Take great pride in your excellent work. Practice makes perfect. Consider getting additional calculation or education or training. And then we got decision. Release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox, unnecessary worry based on lack of self-confidence. So Virgos are notorious for being worrywart, right? You know, we think about everything, we think of everything, we worry about everything. That is just in your nature. So what are you worrying about that is unnecessary right now? To you, it may not seem unnecessary, but if you take a step back and think about it and be like, you know, it's not really that big of a deal. What are you worrying about? And because Virgos are very much empathic, make sure that you are detoxing and cleansing your energy. Taking sea salt baths, saging, protecting yourself, protecting your energy, because that is very important. So this looks like you have or had your ducks in a row, or that were at least prepared for something. Practical, responsible, and you just have to wait to see the results of that, or trust that you did everything that you could to survive off of that, and that you're able, be happy and able and grateful to be able to survive. There's a lot of people that are going through a lot right now, and they're losing a lot, but you are making ends meet. And take that time if the career is on the mind, or it's going on, or if you were laid off, this is the opportunity to do something else that you've wanted to do. Don't think of it as a bad thing. Think of it as an opportunity. Maybe you didn't want to let go and move on from something, and your hand is being forced to. Again, what have you been wanting to do? What has been calling for you? And it's telling you, make that decision to do it, because you're okay. You can afford to make that decision to cut back on something. In the Mercury retrograde, even though it's in Cancer, which is in your 11th house of society, that is also your ruler. So you may have been trying to reinvent yourself and make a name for yourself. And maybe you're just doing it cautiously, because you are a low risk taker. But if you have been being responsible, then you should be able to reinvent yourself a little more boldly, and trust that everything that you did to get to where you are is going to stand on its own 2 feet. Show appreciation. Leo just got this card too. Show appreciation for what you have. Be thankful. That's the best way to get new things into your life. What are you not appreciative of? As I'm looking at this card, she's holding a bird cage, and she's letting that bird free. Is this a situation where you're holding your inner natural self in, and you're not sharing that with the world, and you need to express yourself and let you've been tamed for much longer than you needed to be tamed for, and it's time for you to get out there and be free? Are you not showing appreciation for that time that you were tamed? Because sometimes being tamed isn't all that bad. Maybe sometimes it is for your own good. And then look at these 2 cards. She's supporting, Show appreciation to the people that are supporting you. And it's almost like when they say we have our spirits and our loved ones around us, sharing this on. And because we, if you can't see or feel it, most of you can't. You don't know, and you just forget. But if you did see, if you were able to see all of the entities and your guides and, you know, source and God and all of that around you constantly showing love and cheering you on, you would appreciate it. I hope that you would appreciate it. So appreciate the things that you don't see. Maybe people love and cheer on you from a distance and you're just not aware of it. Because a lot of people do that too. Be aware of unconscious assumptions, right? Assuming that people don't care about you. Assumptions are made so fast and unconsciously, most of the time because we have agreements to communicate this way. We have agreed that it is not safe to ask questions. We have agreed that if people love us, they should know what we want or how we feel. So it's very similar to Leo's reading. Maybe you're dealing with a Leo. Maybe a Leo is dealing with a Virgo. You know, people can't read your minds. They don't know that something's bothering you unless you tell them. Because being an empath, Virgos are really receptive to other people's emotions and they're very considerate. But the harsh reality is people don't think that way. They don't think of other people. They don't think of, if I do this, how is this person going to feel? Or how is this going to react? You know, you do things because you just know it's the right thing to do. And people don't reciprocate that back, just in general. So don't come to conclusions based off of information that you don't know, right? Don't say, well, this person's not happy with me or they have a problem with me, but you never really had that conversation with them to even know if that's true or not. Because at the end of the day, from afar, you don't know what someone is feeling or thinking unless they outright tell you. And vice versa, they don't know what you are thinking and feeling unless you outright tell them. Five of Michael. This situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. So maybe you're doing it wrong. Something. Whatever it is. I want another clarifier. One more clarifier, please. You could be dealing with an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This could be dealing with a earth sign. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I feel like I just see so much conflict here, but it has to do with your mental, and it has to do with too many cards. It has to do with your communication and how you're communicating. Are you being a little too harsh and direct, or are you not being direct enough? And maybe the decision you need to make is how you're gonna proceed and communicate in the future. Reinvent how you communicate. Maybe in this situation there's going to be agree to disagree, and instead of thinking that there's going to be like a peaceful, everyone gets it type of scenario, you have to accept These two came out. Except that you might not see eye to eye with people, and then you have to let that go, and you can't like continue to force it and harbor that energy. And you need to focus on whatever these two beautiful cards are telling you, and move on to something else, and instead of staying stuck in this lower vibrational energy that you're in here. So we have Justice and we have the Emperor. So Justice, Archangel Raguel, fight for justice and equality, rulings made in your favor, don't give up. The Emperor, Archangel Uriel, stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. So justice, right, is what it is. It's justice. You could be going through a legal battle, some type of argument, disagreement. It also represents Libra, your second house. So you could be fighting with somebody over money, work, income, your values, material possessions, your actual job, work ethic, priorities, and habits. Maybe there's, that's that conflict here. Maybe that you're having some type of miscommunication at work. It could also mean that this endeavor, if you proceed to move forward, maybe it'll be fruitful in Libra season, right? Then you have the Emperor. Stability and efficiency. Take charge of a situation. And ambitious plans. So you are fighting for something. What are you fighting for? What are you taking a stand on? Because this is supporting you doing that, right? But it's also giving you caution at the same time. And I also feel like if you're gonna do something, do it fully. Don't half-ass it. Don't whatever you say, stand behind what you say. Don't, the second you get challenged, backtrack on what you said. Say what you say, mean what you say, and stick to it. And be forceful with it. Don't come with that flip-floppy stuff, because you're just going to be all over the place. And then if you don't stand up for what you say, or want, or believe in, don't get upset or assume that people know what you want or believe in. Fight for justice. So Mars is transiting your 8th house of Aries right now. And you're gonna have energy in that area, right? So maybe you're gonna see something in the form of someone being taken advantage by somebody else, with partnerships, inheritances, shared money, joint ventures. Or maybe you're going to be inspired to act on something that's shared with somebody else. And if you do that, that means that you're going to essentially be working with somebody else, or it's going to come from like a marriage, or it's going to come from your family, or it's going to come from like a bank, right? It's going to come, it's not going to just be you. So you have to communicate, and you have to be aware, and you have to express yourself, because when you're working with somebody else, you have to communicate your issues with them, or what you want and what you don't want, and how you want things, or your contracts, and setting things up in that nature. So a lot of like air energy. So I think you need to get out of your head and into your words. Stop worrying. Stop worrying about things. Just do what you do and be prepared. And be diligent. Do due diligence. And come to whatever situation it is fully prepared. Do not half-ass anything. So this could be a relationship that you need to express with your significant other. It could be with family if you made some type of investment, or if you're still tied to them financially in some way. It could be with work. Maybe a new job, a new career. And you're setting out like, you know, this is my contract, this is what I'm going to get paid to do, this is what I'm going to do, and you're trying to make sure that you're not going to get taken advantage of. But you can't get there unless you release any little thing that's holding you back, and you start clearing your energy and move forward in a positive way. And don't be scared to communicate. And communicate in like in a way like not, I'm not saying to be like compassionate or cutthroat, like just that in between. Like just say what you want to say, and don't get emotional when somebody disagrees with you. All right, Virgos. So it's a lot. I feel like there's a lot going on, and hopefully you'll just pick it apart piece by piece and get through it. But it's a lot of heavy energy in these cards. But you can muster that energy and use it positively. You just have to actively do that. So good luck, my Virgos.